Hello? Hello? Yeah? Is that working? Cool. Hi, everyone. So it's apparently 1:30, so we are going to start. My name is Amaury. I've been working in the social and digital department for the last, that's it. For the last 8 years, which is in social and digital, 56 years, because obviously, as you know, it's like changing over time and it's quite fast-pacing environment. I'm currently heading the social and content department at Harassment Group, but previous to this, I was heading the strategy department at We Are Social. So over the years, I've been working on a lot of implementing and crafting some digital and social strategies for a lot of different B2B and B2C clients. So here's a snapshot of some of them. In terms of passions, so I've got two passions. The first one is morning Bondi. That is basically every day I wake up at 5:30 in the morning and basically exercise with friends and take photos of our routine in Bondi. Basically like Eugene from Aquabumps that you probably saw on the main stage, but not as talented, and I don't aspire to make it a full-time gig neither. I've got a lot of respect for Eugene. He's been obviously inspiring a lot of photographers around, and yeah, I mean, good on him. And the second one, which is obviously way more important, is my family. So my beautiful wife and my adorable daughter. I'm already teaching her how to become a social expert. So for today, the agenda of today is going to be, so we are going to first start with some digital facts and myth busting. Top 5 digital trends in 2017. Look at them, also how to win at digital. Like I will leave obviously one slider on key takeaways, and then finally leave some time for some questions at the end. So in terms of digital facts and myths, so before telling you what to do, I thought I should kind of pre-frame these whole sessions and giving you like the key facts. And all this that all the facts that I'm going to cover now will help hopefully pre-frame what I'm going to cover next. So the first one is attention is a currency. Don't waste it. So just so you know, in the last 30 years, we've been producing more content than in the last 5,000. But the attention span is decreasing. We are now at 8 seconds. So roughly like same as a goldfish. And that's crazy. And so did you know that there is 4.6 billion pieces of content that are produced daily? And by content, I mean tweets, white papers, podcasts, GIFs, whatever you want. But like that's just like, like we are obviously suffering from information overload. Like you're probably going to face today with me at this session in an hour, and probably what you've been already facing with the rest of the session this morning, and what you are also going to face this afternoon. So obviously getting people's attention today for marketers is key, and it's challenging. So obviously that means that your messages need to be clear, concise, and well targeted. So that's the number one. Number two, social media is free. Wrong, guys. I'm really sorry, but social is actually expensive. Organic reach is dead, as you might know. You are only going to reach 1 to 3% of your fan base, because that's the way it is. Like those platforms want you to pay for every single piece of content that you put out there. And that's the problem, is like those social platforms that used to be free are now pay-to-play platforms. So unless you've got a media budget behind, it's pretty pointless, because only 1 to 3% of your fan base will actually see the content. I know, it's sad. So if you want to appear in the news feed, you obviously need to promote all this content. So you need to use paid media advertising. That goes quite nicely with the third one. Renting social is good, but owning is even better. As I was saying, social platforms are becoming pretty much like becoming media channels, meaning that obviously those platforms are changing their algorithms all the time without telling you, obviously, and they want you to pay more and more. So, and that's the thing. So now you better use the power of Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram advertising to drive traffic to something that you own. And by this, I mean a website, a blog, a micro hub of content, whatever you call it, but that is not subject to algorithms. Is that all clear? Cool. So use social media channels as well as SEO and SEM to drive traffic to something that you own. It's making way more sense on the long term. Number of likes are important. Sorry, guys. Who gives a damn? Sorry. we don't care about the number of fans that you've got in your community. Again, covering what I just discussed, you are anyway going to pay to reach them. So what's the point of capitalizing on growing this number and this fan base? There's no need, there's no point. Reach them using paid media advertising anyway. And instead, what I suggest is build your database. This is way more valuable for your business. And by database, I mean name, surname, emails, telephone numbers, fax numbers, whatever you want. But this is way more valuable than a like on Facebook. I know I shouldn't say this, I'm in social, but that's the way it is, So now, and the benefits, obviously, of using this database is then you can reach them on, obviously, via telephone, via email, as well as social, because there are some retargeting, and I'm going to cover this in a minute, where you can use your database and retarget them on social. Content marketing automatically drives sales. Sorry. It's not automatic. You need to be patient. Once again, it's not like you create content, people click, they buy, and you make money. No, that would be so easy. It's more like you create content, people click. If they like, they remember you. Maybe if you create more content, they will visit again. And then you start building trust. And when they will need your product, you might be in their sphere of considerations. And that's the way it is. So don't see this as something like short term. Look at the content marketing and look at all the content that you are going to produce on a long-term basis. So it's exactly the same as dating. You don't enter a bar and kiss the first girl. Sorry, I missed this one. Unless you are French, and that's obviously totally normal, and that's the way it is. But there's obviously this seduction moment. You enter the bar, you see this beautiful girl, you're probably going to have a chat, then a date, a second date, third date, fourth date, and then you might score, and that's the way it is. There's a lead time, and that's the way it is with content marketing as well. So to succeed with content marketing, you obviously need to be committed and truly believe in what you do. One golden rule that is given by the Australian Content Marketing Institute is choose one content type, one main platform, and be consistent for a long period of time, and you might achieve success. So you see, it's like lead time. Last one, which is obviously really obvious, it's think mobile first. So concentrate all your efforts on your mobile site. Only a small portion of people will actually see your sites on desktop. Just so you know, there's nearly 80% of social media time that is spent on mobile devices. And then finally, obviously, that means that everything that you do, like the type of content, the videos that you output, everything that you do, think about mobile. So the length of the articles, the scrolling experience, how many times you want the people to kind of scroll through the article. Just think about this every single time that you do it. Even the data usage, if you target younger kids, those guys are really kind of close to their data, and they don't want to kind of spend data on stupid videos that they don't want to watch. So, those guys are obviously really protective of their data. That was the first section, like the key facts and myths about social. Now let's go to the top 5 digital trends in 2017. And why am I covering this? That's a good question. Algorithms are changing every day. Platforms are changing every single day. Features, there are new features all the time, like every day. So if you don't know all those different things, all those different changes, there's no way, I'm sorry, that you are going to succeed on social. The whole point of social and digital is to always understand what's out there and see if it's relevant for your business. I'm not saying that everything is relevant for your business, but it's good to know what's happening in the social and digital space. Lucky I'm here. So here I'm going to cover only 5 trends that for me are probably crucial for some of your businesses, hopefully. So the first one is non-filtered social. So if I had to qualify the year of 2016 in one word, I would say no filter. And by this, I don't mean like Instagram filters, but like 2016 was the years of live streaming videos, of Snapchats, of Instagram stories. So all the things that you kind of quickly grab rather than, it's like basically not the non-polished, non-staged, and non-Photoshop content. And people have got this crave for authenticity. So you need to show them this. You need to show the behind the scenes of your businesses. Don't show only these beautiful shots that you've done, highly Photoshopped. Show also what's out there. Show your view of your business and what you do as a brand. So obviously authenticity is key, and brands need to understand the way to leverage this as well. Ad blocking becomes mainstream. As you might know, we are exposed to 5,000 advertisements a day, and people are obviously tired of it. You know, like, and that's the resultant of this is basically 1 in 13 Australian internet users don't see ads anymore on their don't see any more ads on the web. That's in April 2015, so it's kind of old. There were 3.7 million monthly active users of ad blocking services in Australia. And then finally, in 2016, ad blocking is estimated to cost publishers over $41 billion. So, you know, like when you think that, you know, like a banner ad is a good idea, think twice. Because the reality is like not a lot of people will actually see your banner ads. So start thinking about the way you can do this differently. Third, so the rise of user-generated content. This is not something that is new, obviously, that's been used. It's been used for years. But obviously, with this constant pressure for brands, once you've got a Facebook page or once you've got like your Twitter feed, you better put some content out there because otherwise, what's the point? But it costs. It's fairly expensive, so you need to find cost-effective solutions to put your content. And using, you know, like the content that is already created by your existing customer base is obviously one. And that's also explaining why people are obviously really interested in influencer marketing, where you've got third-party endorsements. So you use those guys to create content. And then you will get more content for your own social feeds. Just so you know, in terms of facts, because I love them, 76% find content posted by other consumers to be more honest than brand content. And that's the reality. When was the last time that you booked a trip, you know, like without looking at TripAdvisor's reviews or looking at Airbnb's reviews? You need this. You need to understand what other people's, like the experience of other people's before booking your trip. You will never, I mean, hopefully not, rely only on the beautiful websites that the hotel chain is putting out there with the amazing pool. But what you see, what you discover when you look at the trips, the visitors' photos is like it's just next to the rubbish bin. And those are things that obviously, you know, people have got this crave again into authenticity, and they want to see other people's enjoying the products that they are about to do. I usually use this example because I'm really passionate about like what they are doing. Like Tourism Australia, for example, became the most popular travel destination on social in the world, thanks to the power of UGC. So what they do, I don't know if you follow Australia on Instagram or on Facebook, or they basically only curate the best photos around Australia of travelers of Australia, of native Australians, and that's it. Curate the whole, their content strategy is only about curating the best that is out there. So that's why a lot of people hashtag See Australia to get discovered and to hopefully get their brand, their photos up there. I've had it several times with Morning Bondi. I can tell you, you see like thousands of new likes, followers, and you're like, what happened? Just because those guys have been reblogging your photo, and poof, you cannot imagine how proud you can be when you've got this. Anyway. So that's number 3. Number 4, social goes private. So today, just so you know, there are more messages that are sent via messenger apps. And by messenger apps, I mean WhatsApp, Messenger, or even Snapchat, or Viber, or WeChat. We are talking about WeChat at the I can't remember the name of the guy on stage who was talking about WeChat, but then sent via email. So you've got more messages like on all those platforms and sent via email. Mobile messaging apps will overtake public social networks to become the dominant social platforms in people's everyday life in the next 18 months. So when you think that all the conversations are happening on Facebook and Twitter and on Instagram, no. It's all on WhatsApp, Messenger, and all the closed networks that you will never be able to have access to. And that's the reality as well. So think about this. Don't measure yourself only on the conversation that's happening on Facebook, because realistically, when was the last time that you posted something on your own Facebook? I speak to my family and friends back over there, back in France, all the time on WhatsApp, every day. Share photos of my beautiful daughter every day on WhatsApp. I would never put anything on my Facebook. Anyway, that's again a personal story. Messenger and WhatsApp process 60 billion messages a day, which is 3 times more than SMS. This is crazy. And that's the way, like, you know, like when you look at mobile plans, today they don't care anymore about SMS. Why would you? Now it's all about, like, you know, all data. And by data, they obviously want all those young kids to get access to their WhatsApp and Messenger, because that's the way they communicate. And Snapchats, obviously. Number 5, that's the last one. The continuous rise of social video. Again, not new. I mean, not new. Technology is emerging. You've got 360 degrees video, live streaming, drone videos, and all this is obviously starting to become these revolutions around videos. Online video accounts for 74% of online traffic, including porn. More videos content is uploaded to the web in one single month than TV has created in the last 3 decades. That's incredible. However, there's one thing that you need to do is adapt to the new formats. It used to be beautiful horizontal videos. Now it's like shot in vertical, in square. Like, it needs to work without sound because most people consume their videos, in the bus or in the train on the way to work, and they don't have the headphones necessary, and they scroll through their mobile, and there's this cool video subtitled everywhere. It looks ugly, but that's the way people consume videos today. So that's number 5. Nothing. How to win at digital. So now you know all the basics. Let's get cracking. Let's go to the nitty-gritty of how you are going to win at digital. So what I'm going to present to you in this section is the actual process that I'm going through when I'm working on social and digital strategies for clients. Hopefully, at the back of this, you are probably going to be able to do your own strategy. So I've been giving, I reckon, a lot of intel, hopefully. And again, feel free to reach out afterwards if you've got troubles. But I think that's going to help you, hopefully, get your own social and digital strategy working. But first, let's watch a video, The Golden Circle by Simon Sinek.
All those great leaders and all those great organizations, everything from Martin Luther King to Apple Computers, it doesn't matter. Big companies, small companies, in every single industry. All those that command great loyalty. People. Loyalty is a feeling. Loyalty is a feeling, a human feeling. All those that command loyalty from employees and from customers and from investors. Every single one of them, regardless of their industry, thinks, acts, and communicates the exact same way, and it's the complete opposite to everybody else. All I did was write it down. And it's probably the world's simplest idea. I call it the golden circle. It's a bullseye. In the middle is the word why. The center ring is the word how. And the outside ring is the word what. It's this little idea that distinguishes those that survive those 3 years, and more importantly, it's this little idea that is able to inspire people to join you in your pursuit. Every single organization on the planet knows what they do. You know the products you sell and the services you offer. Some organizations know how they do what they do. These are the things that we think make us special or better or stand out from our competition. But not very many organizations can clearly state why they do what they do. And by why, I don't mean to make a profit, that's a result. By why, I don't mean to have an exit strategy. By why, I mean what's your purpose, what's your cause, what's your belief? Why does your organization exist? Why did you get out of bed this morning? And why should anyone care? As a result, the way we think, the way we act, the way we communicate is from the outside in. We tell people what we do, we tell them how we do it, and we expect some sort of behavior, a purchase, support, a vote, working hard. But all the inspired leaders, those with the capacity to inspire, every single one of them, regardless of their size, regardless of their industry, thinks, acts, and communicates from the inside out. They all start with why. I use Apple very frequently because they're easy to understand and we all get it. If Apple were like everyone else, a piece of communication from them would sound like this. We make great computers. They're beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. Want to buy one? That's normal. Here's our new technology company. We have these features and that features, and we're better than our competition in this way. We're simpler and have a better user interface. Choose us. This is normal. Here's our law firm. We have all the best lawyers. We went to all the best schools. We win all of our cases. Choose us. This is the norm. But all the inspiring leaders and all the inspiring organizations do it differently. This is how Apple actually does it. They start here. Everything we do, they say, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. We just happen to make great computers. Want to buy one? Totally different, right? It feels different. You want to join me in this pursuit, not because my computers are better, but because you believe what I believe.
So yeah, I don't know if you've seen this video before, but like, so without knowing the why you are in business, how can you convince people to follow you or buy into what you do? And I think this is very important. If tonight you haven't cracked your own why you are in business, like spend some time on this. And like, let's be honest, as soon as you've got this, then you will understand and will dictate all the things that you do afterwards. Will make way more sense. I know it's hard to crack, but like you will understand. Don't try to do the same as your competitors or cheaper than your competitors or whatever it is. Try to find like the reason why you are doing what you do, the purpose. So then once you've got this, then you've got like, you understand the value exchange. I mean, kind of the sweet spot between what we want, what you want as a business, and what people want and are interested in. And that's, you know, what we call the value exchange. It's literally kind of understanding like what we want, like business objectives and what people are interested in. And if you succeed to get this sweet spot, then you are going to be successful on social and digital. But for that, obviously, you need a planning methodology and you need to understand what is the audience, what are they interested in? And I'm going to cover this in a minute. So the planning methodology that we are going through at Houseman, which is like the business that I'm in at the moment, but it's basically a standard process called RISK, which is research, insights that leads to strategy and creative. And I'm going to cover every single step along the way right now. So research and insights. So that's the first phase, and you need to listen before you speak, and especially on social. So there are 4 key research areas. The first one is general, the second one is earned, so all the earned conversations. The third is owned, so all the owned channels and what you receive from this, and then search. So let's go first with general. So here are all the different questions that you can't see now. That's it. So you need to understand what is your audience, any interesting insights about the audience. What is the customer journey for your category and for your business? Because the category might have a customer journey, your business might have a different ones. And this is really important as well for you. Let's understand your customer journey. Go back to your insights and analytics, go to your Google Analytics, understand where our customers are coming from. Where are they dropping? Why are they buying into your products? What are the latest trends in your category? And what is the wider cultural context, economy, politics, technology, obviously. What is going to affect? Is that going to affect your business in the next few years? And in terms of tools, so you've got like all the the free tools at the top, and then the one at the bottom are obviously licensing tools that are fairly expensive, to be honest. But anyway, Google, don't underestimate the power of Google. You might have already a lot of answers on Google. SlideShare, I'm sure you know old SlideShare as well. There are a lot of like amazing resources, like probably, actually this deck will also be on SlideShare apparently. So you might be able to access it as well. Census. So Census is publishing every year what they call their social media reports, which is basically analyzing 1,000 of Australian SMBs and large businesses on how they use social media. So interesting also insights that you can get straight from here. And then again, Roy Morgan is an Australian company, really interesting as well from an audience point of view, Global Web Index as well, and Nielsen. But those ones are fairly expensive, sorry. And we don't necessarily have access to all of them either. Earned, so key questions and tools. So who is talking about your brand and your category? What are they talking about? Where are the conversations happening? And by this, I mean, are they happening on dark forums that you've probably never seen, never heard, but they talk about accountancy and bookkeeping or whatever you are in. There might be some dark forums, and it's not necessarily on Facebook and Twitter that are going to talk about this. Sorry. What is the general sentiment as well? Is it positive, neutral? Is that negative? I'm sure you might have kind of across the spectrum. When they talk about services, they might be all positive, but when they talk about prices, it might be all negative. I don't know, depending on what you are. Who are the key influencers and advocates? And that's the beauty as well. You are able to kind of already identify some key advocates and influencers for your business or for the category. So then it's all about influencer relationship. Get in touch with them. Try to find something interesting to tell them, and try to kind of convince them that you are the best product as well. In terms of tools, so again, at the top, all the free ones. So Social Mention, Answer the Public, BuzzSumo, Recomazing, that is an Australian business, Brandwatch and Crimson Hexagon are paid. I just wanted to show you two of them. Social mentions first. So I don't work for QuickBooks. I just plug their name on, on social mentions, and that gives me a clear breakdown of the volume of conversations about QuickBooks in the last 12 months, the general sentiment, the main keywords that are used in relations with QuickBooks, and as well as is already, where is the pointer? Here? Yeah. Oh, you can't see anything, can you? Anyway, the top users, like the top users that are mentioning QuickBooks. So those are potential advocates. Then you go and try to find out what they're actually talking about. So that's a free tool, social mentions. The second one is called BuzzSumo. BuzzSumo gives you the most shared article about specific topics or specific brands. Your brand might not be out there if you've got a small business, but your category will be there. And so in this case, it gives you a great indications of what people are ready to engage with and what they are going to actually share with their friends. So here I put again QuickBooks, and you can tell that QuickBooks and Apple Pay integrations is driving a lot of engagements on Facebook. Again, free tool. You've got also a paid version for this, but like even the free tool is already pretty good. Owned. Yeah, all the questions and tools again. So here we're talking about own channels as well as the one of your competitors. So what is the profile of your followers? You know, who are they? Because sometimes you've got this idea of like, here is my customers, but your followers are completely different. What is the level of engagements compared to your competitors? And here I put per 1,000 fans because I think it's really important to measure apple for apple. Like, you need to understand per 1,000 fans rather than just like key numbers. What are the drivers of engagements, best and worst performing content? Learn from what you have been doing in the past and learn from what your competitors are doing and what's working and what's not. Any interesting campaigns that your competitors are doing? Is there anything, any key learnings? And it can be also overseas. It doesn't need to be Australia, obviously. In terms of tools, use Facebook Insights. This is an incredible tool, obviously. You need to have a social presence as well, but like, try to go in the Insights sections of Facebook. Twitter Analytics, Google Analytics, all those tools are obviously free, and you can just access them. And then you've got Social Bakers, amazing to measure yourself against your competitors. Iconosquare, that is really about Instagram. And then Demographics Pro, that I'm going to cover in a minute. So here, I just wanted to show you who is reached by Morning Bondi content and how it's performing. So on the left-hand side, you don't see where where my likes are coming from, but who is actually engaging with my content. And on the right-hand side, you see the breakdown of the number of people that are reached organically and the level of engagement for each content piece. I've been telling you before, like, it's pay-to-pay platforms. With Morning Bondi, because it's a secondary thing, I don't pay for any of the content. So I've just put it out there and hopefully and pray for the best that there is going to be a bit of organic growth. So it's been really slow, to be honest, but it's okay. The second tool that I wanted to show you is like Demographics Pro. So who is following me on Twitter? Only cool people, you are going to tell me. I agree. So I recently had access to Demographics Pro for one of our clients, and the guy, like the sales rep, kindly plugged my profile. I mean, that was nice from him. To understand, like who is following me on Twitter. So, where are they coming from, and even their brand affinities. So imagine the potential for brands. You are able to identify potential partners, potential sponsors that you can, work with. And that's incredible. You can then, even do an activations with, like Qantas. Why not? Because you know that already a lot of followers are already interested in Qantas, so it would make sense. Anyway, interesting. I love this. Demographics Pro also analyze Instagram, so and YouTube. Then search. That's the last pillar of the research that you need to do. So here is like, who is visiting your websites and your competitor sites? Which pages are they visiting and how long are they staying for? Where is the traffic coming from? And that's really important. Where is your traffic coming from? Try to understand, try to get to kind of the nitty-gritty of understanding who is coming, where they are coming from, and then just like boost whatever you're doing on this side. What is the volume of search that your product or service receives? And what are the keywords? Key keywords. And here are the tools. The good news is they are mainly free. So Google Analytics obviously will help you analyze your own websites, but then Google Trends will give you an idea of like what's search is happening around your topics or about your category. Similar web is incredible. I'm going to cover this in a second. Answer the public, again, big fan of this tool, and then keyword tool. The first one here. So again, I don't have access at all to QuickBooks or intuit.com.au. I don't work for them. I endorse them by being here, but like I don't work for them. And what I'm able to say is I'm able to tell them, okay, your top referring sites is SquareUp, Global Intuit, Bunnings, Westpac, and whatever else is. Yeah. So that's the thing, is like you are able to do this for your own websites, but Google Analytics will cover this for you anyway. But we'll also be able to do this for your category and your competitors. So giving you an estimated number of visits, the visit durations, the number of pages per visit, the bounce rate, the main traffic sources, as well as give you a view of the audience interest. Similar web, amazing. So you can do this now for your websites or even for your competitors. Second one, and that's the gentleman over there who pointed me to this tool, Answer the Public. So I work with Brandon over there. Here are all the questions that are getting searched online about QuickBooks in Australia on Google and Bing. So I know it's really, really small, but that's basically who uses QuickBooks, who owns QuickBooks software, who is designing QuickBooks, and all those questions are the ones that are searched online. Again, free tool. So that's basically your content strategy on the silver platter. If you succeed to do blog articles for each of those contents, obviously the people who are going to find you, when they type this on Google, they are going to find you on your site. Crazy. Or if it's not your blog articles, put this as FAQ sections. But answer all those questions and you are going to win. Anyway, next. So now, once you've learned all these things, trust me, everything is going to be a lot clearer. And obviously, everything will help craft the next bits, which are kind of, for me, the exciting bits, which is the strategy and the creative side. So going back to this graph, so your unique value proposition. So you know why you are in business, your brand and your product truths. You now know who is your audience, how they behave, what they talk about, where are they hanging out, and what makes them tick. So it's showtime. It's super simple. Everything is going to be dead simple for you. So you just need to find this middle ground to make everyone happy. And that's it. Job is done. Doesn't need to be super complicated. I shouldn't say this because, like, anyway, takes time. Your unique value proposition will then dictate the type of content that you create, the platforms that you need to be on, the paid media strategy that you need to apply, as well as the campaigns that you need to do throughout the years. Again, it's like pretty simple. It's just like logical. So in terms of content strategy, I just wanted to show you like the 5 content strategy elements. You can take photos of all these because that's basically all the things that you need to figure before being on social. So first, what is your position in the market? You know, how are you really going to act, even compared to your competitors? The content pillars. So what are the key content buckets looking like? I usually suggest between 3 to 4. It's really up to you, but like education, inspirations, promotions could be ones. And it's a bit dry right now, but depending on your category, it might be more exciting. The tone of voice. Are you going to be friendly? Are you going to be experts? Are you going to be supportive? Sometimes it makes a lot of sense to kind of use someone famous and try to find someone famous that kind of would be the perfect embodiment of your brand. And so then you figure like, how is this person going to talk? Are they going to act? Are they going to write? And it's just very, try to understand your tone of voice and be consistent. Then visual style, really important to pick a style as well. And stay consistent. Stock images, I know they're cheap and it's easy to put straight up, but all your competitors might be doing this. At least add a filter. Add something that is recognizable. When people scroll through their feeds, they are, I know this guy, I know this business. There's one cool bank, stock image bank, called Unsplash. Write it down. It's very good. And it looks less like stocky imagery. Then content types. So are you going to be putting videos? Obviously, you need to put videos, as well as static images, articles, and infographics. So now goes the content pyramid. French accent. So at the top, so that's the content pyramid has been created by the guys at Google, but it's kind of summarizing quite nicely what the content is all about. So at the top, you've got the hero pieces. So those are the large-scale projects, the 1 year or twice a year kind of e-books that you are going to produce, or white paper, something that is going to be really time-consuming, but you are going to reach masses with it. Then the hub. So all the hub content, which is kind of regular, timely, and experts-led content. So here you look at the like content series, interviews with whatever bookkeeping star or whatever it is, and then you do this and you publish this on an ongoing basis. And then finally the hygiene, which is the base. That's the foundation of the content pyramid. So that's all the things that you've got on your websites, your brochures, and all this. But always interesting to see this. Like, should you map out right now like what you've done in the hygiene? Might be easy because that's all the things that are on your website. But look at what you could do for a hero piece. Once or twice a year would be fantastic. So that's the content pyramid. Then the content framework. So that's the way we craft content at Haussmann. So ultimately, we want to create value, relevancy, and talkability. So that's content that your followers can't get anywhere else. That's really important. Don't try to do the exact same as your competitors because you are basically going to fight on the same ground. It's pointless. Try to find a new ways of doing it. Needs to be relevant. I can tell you right now, you are going to achieve viral success if you put photos of cute cats, cute dogs, and babies. But that's, if you're not in this field, that's pretty pointless. So make it relevant to your business. And then talkability, so content that is worth sharing. We like to measure ourselves not on the number of likes, because again, really easy to get because you pay for them. Measure yourself on the number of comments and shares. This is really much more valuable for your content. Looking at the number of people that have been engaging with and have been sharing this with their friends. Amazing. And here's another one for you, the 6 questions of digital content. So all our content community managers at Haussmann have got this printed on their desk, and when they create content, they basically go through all those different questions to make sure that we've got the best craft ever at the right time, and we post at the right time to achieve the best success. So who is that for? Have I used the right language, tone of voice that I've figured at the beginning of the whole journey? Why am I posting this? Is there real value? Am I really going to do something? Am I going to add something? Is that going to change someone's life? Or is that just for the sake of putting something? What do I want to achieve? Is that going to be optimized for engagement? Do we have a clear call to action? When am I posting this? Really important as well. People commuting to work is a great time to engage. Or people commuting back to work, from work. Or the lunchtime. Where am I posting this? Is that optimized for the platform? If it's square, it looks great for Facebook. Is that looking great for Twitter? Probably not. How else can I say this as well? Like, can I say this in fewer words? Like the craft, like it's all about the copy as well. Anyways, those are the 6 questions. Then role of digital platforms in very brief. So I didn't want to tackle like what's Facebook and what's Twitter and all this, but I just wanted to give you in the one sentence what I feel about those different platforms and what you should start thinking of for your own businesses. So websites and blogs should be the core platforms of your ecosystem. Those are the key platforms. They own, that's yours, and just capitalize all your efforts on those channels. And you've got newsletters, so obviously they help building and segmenting your database. Really important again, database data is the most important things rather than likes on Facebook. Then use Facebook advertising for the targeted reach and to drive traffic to your own site. And then Instagram, it's obviously like where you can be a bit more funky, where you can put all the BTS means behind the scenes, more aspirational view of your business, make it like sexy and all this, put a lot of filters, it looks great. Those are kind of, and it's great, but like, just so you know, Instagram belongs to Facebook, so they're basically going to go through the exact same journey. Soon you will have to pay to get your content out there, all this. Yeah? Twitter. So I love the guys at Twitter here because they're really helpful from an agency point of view. But realistically, there are not that many Twitter users anymore, which is a shame. But they're really good for media and influencers relationship. Twitter is really good for that. LinkedIn, B2B relationship and thought leadership pieces. That's where you can also go beyond what you're putting on your website, or even a blog article that you put on your website is also a great place to host on your own LinkedIn using LinkedIn Pulse publishing platform. It's great. Snapchat. Talking to Gen Z their way, basically. Unless you've got like young kids, or unless you target young kids, it's pretty pointless. YouTube, hosting all the video content for SEO purposes. As you all know, YouTube belongs to Google, so whatever you do on YouTube is going to help your search ranking. So always think about this as well. Don't only post your video on Facebook, also put it somewhere on YouTube. That's, yeah, in a brief, very brief, like the social channels. And then what I did here, I put like the kind of the key questions that you need to ask yourself before jumping on any social platforms. So the first one is there a clear purpose for the channel? Is the channel for a specific campaign or relevant all year long? It's pointless to do something only for 3 months and then, oh, I'm not going to post anymore anything on Facebook or whatever it is. Just look at the long term. Is the targeted audience on the channel, and how active are they? Hopefully with all the research and all the things, you might have figured this already. Is there an articulated content strategy in place? Am I really clear? Do I have the content strategy and I know exactly what I'm going to post all year long and everything is super clear? Do we have sufficient resource, or do you have sufficient resource to maintain the channel on an ongoing basis? Because it takes time. Like putting your name out there and making it good, it takes time. And then finally, is there an ongoing paid media support? Again, remember, pay-to-pay platform. So if you don't have any paid media, if you're not ready to pay this extra $50 or $25 or whatever it is per day or per week or whatever it is, it's pretty pointless. Don't start. Don't start if you are not ready to pay for that, because that's the way it is. Otherwise, no one is going to see your content, and you're going to say, oh, it's not working. Yes, it is, but you need to pay for it. Sorry, I know I'm bringing all those bad news. So key paid media objectives. So here are all the key, the key reasons you need to use paid media on an ongoing basis. Again, really important that you always consider this. If you don't have any paid media budget, don't be on social. And so maximize the reach of the content to the relevant audience. And the beauty of Facebook advertising, and we're going to cover this, or in any other platforms, is the ability to target and narrow target the people that are around the Sydney cricket ground, that are in bookkeeping and all this. It's just incredible. That's probably the most powerful tool, like especially Facebook advertising. LinkedIn is also pretty good as well. Boost brand awareness amongst the audience. Grow your social footprints and database. And by growing your social footprints, I mean organically. Don't buy for fans. Again, don't buy for fans. However, for database, like for example, Facebook, I've got their lead generations ad. So you are able to target people to get their email database, which is much more valuable for your business, again. Build community engagement, so promote all the content you put out there. I think we've covered this already. And then increase traffic to own channels. So use the power of all those platforms to drive traffic to your blog and websites. Then comes the key paid media targeting. So as I was saying, Facebook and all those social platforms are incredible because you can target by demographics, so locations, age, gender, languages, like even sexual preferences if you wanted. Interest, so what are they interested in? What are they searching for? Obviously using SEM as well here, so search engine marketing and Google AdWords. Then custom audience. I'm really excited about this. You basically plug your email database within Facebook. Facebook automatically marry your email database with the Facebook users, and you are able to target them. Does it make sense? It's a bit complicated. And the idea is then you create this ongoing dialogue with your own customer database. And lookalike audience is even better because they basically marry your audience and look for similar people. So imagine like they are all 18 and living around the Sydney cricket ground. Like Facebook automatically tells you there's all those other people that you could target that kind of look similar to the one that are already following your brand. Incredible. That's how you grow like exponentially your business. Exponentially your reach at least. Retargeting, so target people that have visited your websites using pixel tracking. Just so you know, there's most websites, so 2% of web traffic converts usually the first time. So you need this retargeting. You know, it's like when you go on the Iconic or Neta Porter or Mr. Porter, like you are like this, like you've got this amazing pair of shoes or handbags for girls, and then you switch off, you're like, no, it's too expensive, it's not Christmas again, it's not Christmas yet, I'm going to go on Facebook and chat with my friends, and then boom, here's the handbag, oh, wow, the pair of shoes as well. You want to buy me? You want to buy me? You want to buy me? And it's like really annoying, yeah? But that's the power of retargeting. Sorry? Oh, I think it's effective depending, I think, again, like you need to measure if it's effective or not, because if people have been dropping, is that because it's too expensive, and in this case, you might want to reduce the price or whatever it is. Again, like those are kind of things that you need to do on your own in a way where you measure, like, you know, is that effective? Am I spending too much on retargeting? But obviously, it's an interesting way of targeting people. And if you are still not achieving viral success with all the things that I've covered, here is a video for you guys.
The viral video. Millions of views, millions in sales. What's their secret? What made them go viral? We did. Introducing Viral, the tool that guarantees you'll go viral. It's simple. Now you can pay for the clicks you need to make your video go viral. We have a vast network of professionals working day and night, constantly clicking on your videos. It began with our intern clicking program. But once we developed the IP propagator, we quickly expanded. Now we outsource to clickers all over the world. We've already expanded into South America, Indonesia, and India. But traditional clicking can only produce so many views. That's where we differentiate ourselves from the rest, providing outreach programs for the elderly.
In an average hour, I can click on 300 videos.
The knuckles, you know, start getting sore, and you gotta do stretch. I would do this. Oh, I would crack.
And our school clicking programs provide valuable learning to kids while giving you valuable clicks.
What's the sticker for?
Doing a good job clicking.
Making a good viral video used to take a lot of work. Now anyone can do it.
We're constantly working on innovative new ideas, helping people go viraler and viraler. And we also have a new app. It's called the CL app, so you can click on the go. Actually, Ian, you've got the clap on your unit, correct? Okay. Sorry, see, we utilize the product here in the office as well. Once we bypass the viewing process, our world opened up. Anywhere there's a button, we can be collecting clicks. Elevators, pin pads, whack-a-mole. A lot of people don't realize that they are clicking. For instance, the button at a crosswalk. When you hit that, you're helping videos to go viral. One day we won't need the viewer.
These days, views are everything. Don't underestimate what a viral video can do for your brand. Success, awards, what are you waiting for? Why hope it'll go viral when you can guarantee it with Viral?
Anyway, so no, but jokes aside, please never buy for fake followers, fake likes, and all this. This is the worst thing that you can do for your business. The last one, which is probably the most boring but the most exciting at the same time, which is like kind of this ongoing monitoring and optimizations. Again, it's really important that you don't waste your money. Don't spend money, don't retarget if it's not working for you. You know, like all businesses have got different challenges and different ways of achieving success. So define what success looks like based on your customer journey. Monitor the performance of your digital efforts versus competitors. And you've got all the tools. Don't use them only for the research at the beginning. Go and deep dive every quarter or every month. Try to analyze like how good you are doing compared to your competitors. A/B testing is obviously key to optimize results. And by this, I mean obviously like paid media as well as like normal, in general, even like the content that you put out there. Take control risks and track results. I think really important as well. Do stuff that are out of the ordinary and try to kind of at least kind of catch the attention, because that might achieve success as well. And then stay up to date with digital news and trends. Really important as well. And that's why I covered the trends at the beginning. So here, what I put here is some key, take photos of these guys, yeah. So key social and digital resources. So subscribe to all their newsletters. So ClickZ is one, HubSpot, Jeff Bullas is actually an Aussie guy, Smart Brief, Social Media Examiner, Social Media Explorer, The Next Web, TechCrunch, and my friends at Google as well. Those are amazing resources that you can subscribe to, comes to your inbox straight away, and just look at what's happening out there, the new platforms, the new features. You would be amazed with what you can learn from it every day. And that's what makes this environment so exciting in a way, because I learn every day. I received those 50 of them, actually. Those are kind of the best ones for me, but like there are a lot of others. And then key takeaways. That's the last slide. So social media is not free anymore. I think you've got this. Capitalize all your efforts on your own platforms and database. Crack the why you do what you do. You know, what's your purpose? What are you doing? Identify this value exchange between your brand and your audience. And this sweet spot, find this sweet spot. Listen before you speak. Research is key to nail your online strategy. That's why we went through all this process today. Create valuable and relevant content that is worth sharing. Use the power of paid media to reach your audience. And by paid media, again, Facebook advertising and all those platforms have got amazing data that you will never expect. Like again, like Facebook is incredible. They ask for everything, your address, your name, your kid's name and everything, and they know more than anyone else. So use this for your own marketing. Monitor your efforts. Where am I? Yeah. Monitor your efforts on a regular basis. Again, really important. Don't waste money. Stay up to date with digital news and trends, as we've just covered just before. And then success will come, but it takes time and efforts. Give more than you take. I leave it on. Yeah, take photos. Is that me, or should I smile? But yeah, those are the key takeaways. And I think if you get this, and if you go through the whole process, hopefully you will achieve success. So that was me. Thank you. Do you have any questions? Is one here?
It sounds like that can fill really all of your time. So for a startup or an accountant, where would you start with regards to the tools and the research?
I mean, the aim of today was actually to be really practical and show you like the type of tools that you should do. I think like if you do this, like if you follow the step-by-step that I kind of covered today, hopefully you will achieve success. Again, like you need time and resources, obviously, when you put your name or when you write blog articles and all this. I think it's about finding your time. I don't know what's your business exactly, but like, you know, it takes time, of course, to achieve success, and you need to, again, give more than you take. Yeah, start first with this, why you are in business, what can you learn from your industry and your category and your competitors, and try to be smart about the way you do it. But again, like to be successful on social, it does take time, and it takes resources, and it takes budget as well, as we've covered. Is that right? Cool.
Thanks, mate. What CRM do you recommend for best capturing all the information you can get from these from social media and also integrating with accounting software?
Sorry, I missed the questions all up. Sorry.
What CRM do you recommend for to use as a database to capture all this information and that also merges well with the accounting software?
I'm not too sure about the accountancy stuff because I'm not at all in this field. In terms of CRM, there are a lot. I think it's all depending on what you've got and how sophisticated you are with like even the data that you capture. You can have as simple as like an Excel spreadsheet or a Google spreadsheet where you kind of track, you know, like the name, surname, and whatever it is. But all depending on like the scale of your business. Salesforce is an amazing one, but again, it's pretty expensive. So yeah, it's really depending. But accountancy side of things, I'm sorry, but not an.
I was speaking one that would integrate with QuickBooks if you use that. But I mean, what's something similar to Salesforce without the price tag? Perhaps would be a better question.
I'm not too sure, to be really honest with you, because there are so many of them. I don't have one preferred partner for that because, again, like it's all depending on the clients. But Salesforce is usually the type of, like for the type of businesses that I'm dealing with, they usually have Salesforce because they seems to be the best ones in the market.
You mentioned to use one platform to start and
Yep.
be consistent.
Yep.
We tried it. It's not working. So would you cut it completely or it's like Facebook?
Yeah.
So we paused.
Yeah.
We paid for the advertisement.
Yeah.
and nothing.
Again, all depending also when you say it's not working, it's all depending on like what success is for you. Is that, you know, like driving traffic to a platform? And or like if you take the example of Facebook, don't necessarily see the likes and shares and comments as necessarily the gauge to success. If you actually put in your post like kind of a URL that drives traffic to your website, try to analyze this. You can use Bitly, you know Bitly, guys? Bitly? Yeah, Bitly, yeah. Kind of shorten the URL as well as like you are able to click, so you are able to see the number of click-throughs that you receive. So like a click-through can be sometimes better than a like. Is that, yeah? Is that right? And see on the long term, don't look at short term.
Okay.
And pay for it. And target people, target the right people. Don't target everyone because everyone on Facebook might not be interested in your business. However, if you understand like who is your audience and who is your kind of key clients, try to target them. And again, using your database, as we just discussed now, you use this and you put your database within Facebook, so then you're able to map out who are your clients, where are they on Facebook, and then you go and look at lookalike audiences where you reach more of those people. You see what I mean?
Yes.
So it's really depending on the targeting that you do as well.
Okay. You mentioned also, using LinkedIn. How do you use it?
LinkedIn? On my LinkedIn and myself, like a lot for networking, obviously, really good for you know like building your network in a way. As well as like every month I publish articles on this. So
monthly.
Yeah, monthly. Yeah. It can be every week if you want, every day. No worries.
Quick one. With the videos, do you recommend portrait or landscape?
With your what?
Videos. When you record videos, was it the landscape?
Like the thing is, like I don't know if you say this more often. Like you've got now those videos that are extremely edited. When I say edited, it's like there's heaps of subtitles and big fonts and all this all over because people don't watch videos anymore with sound. So subtitles are obviously key for whatever you do on social. Yeah. And then like, you know, formats is usually preferred for Facebook, prefer square formats or like, you know, or vertical. Yeah. So soon you will see like TV Plasma this way as well.
I received a call about a week ago from a Facebook marketing company. They said there's this new thing. Sounds a little bit like the remarketing, but they're saying now it doesn't matter what platform that you're on, whether it be Bing or whatever, Facebook knows what they've been searching, and then all of a sudden these ads come up. And we do synthetic grass, and all of a sudden now I'm noticing my friends are liking my competitors. My competitors have jumped on this, I haven't. So now is that just showing all over my friends' platforms now too?
I'm not too sure what they've done to do this, but like, I mean, I think if they were interested in your business, they might have kind of be sneaky and
the ones that like my page now, they're getting ads.
That's it. That's easy to do, and that's what I would suggest as well. If you want, like, if you've got a really amazing piece of content, like usually videos works really well as well, and you can also target people by workplaces. So people that work at Google or at BuzzFeed or at Cine Morning Herald, if you want to have your name, your brand message out there, you can do it. So you target people by workplaces.
I get targeted by my own store.
Yeah, that's it. But that's the way that's the way it is. Yeah. Yeah. So not only LinkedIn proposed the workplace, Facebook as well. And that's also game changing as well in the type of targeting.
You've mentioned subtitles a couple of times.
Yeah.
But how do you, when you put a video up with subtitles, build a relationship with a person to get to trust you? Because they're not listening to you.
Do you mean like for like the experience of the user?
Well, the stuff I do is like I'm the brand of my business. So my videos have me on a corner and my voice speaking, and that's how I'm trying to connect to these people through the process.
But I mean, subtitles doesn't mean that you shouldn't be appearing in the video, and shouldn't means that you put a video without sounds, but just realize that people might consume your videos without sound. And if you don't, because they are commuting in the train or in the bus, and they can't necessarily put the sound, so you're already going to miss the mark if they don't have their headphones on. So I suggest that you keep on doing whatever you do, but like put also the subtitles underneath. It helps for me at least because I'm French. I'm joking. But like, you see what I mean? Like, put also the subtitles as much as you keep on. That's fine. Like, but people might not be in the mood or don't necessarily have the headphones to listen to you. At least you still want them to consume what you are saying. So put the subtitles there. And Facebook and YouTube is really good at integrating subtitles as well. Yeah.
Excellent. I think we have time for 2 more questions.
Just if you do this really well, what percentage growth can you expect for your business? So can you give some examples of clients you may have worked for?
It's really depending. Like, one example that I love to give is, like, I used to work on Jaguar, like and I launched the F-Type in the country, in Australia. You know the F-Type, like this beautiful, sexy car. And what we were able to analyze, because we had like some robust analytics, and when I say robust, it was not that robust. It was like just like tracking all the way all our efforts, and we are not measuring ourselves on likes and comments and shares, but on the number of people that were actually going and do test drives. And so what we were able to measure is, like, on one specific post that I will always remember, we were able to analyze that they were, I can't remember the exact ratio, but like that many people that clicked through to do a test drive on a Saturday and Sunday to the nearest dealership, and then this guy ended up buying the car. So in terms of ROI, like from one Facebook post well targeted to the right type of audience, we were able to sell a car. That's amazing. But all depending, and there might be other things as well that obviously influence him, like probably even the sales guy. But I think it's all about like understanding what's your measure of success. You know, is that traffic to your sites? Is that like making sure that, you know, they spend more time on your site? Whatever it is, but just track over time. That's really important, though. Is like once you decide to be dedicated to this, like track every week or every quarter. And the beauty of all those analytical tools is you are able to go back to the year even. So just track over time if you achieve, and if you don't, change the strategy. So A/B testing is key. Is that right? Yeah.
And the last question here.
Thank you for the presentation. Just wanted to ask, in your opinion, is blogging still effective on your own website?
Is the blog effective? Yeah, super effective. Yeah, sorry, something that I've not been talking a lot about is French. Is like all the things that you do on social and on your own platforms is going to increase your search ranking. So the more content you put out there, and especially blogs, websites, is key. Because Google, the way they scroll through the web, is like they want to see updated website that currently regularly update their content. So yes. Yeah, you reach additional audience as well. And using Answer the Public, like, you know, what we share as well. If you answer all those questions in a blog article about your category or about your business, this is crazy. I mean, this is just like the way it should be, you know, like that's simple. Because people will search for you and they will find you directly without pain. That's on this one, without pain.
Excellent. Thanks very much. We've got another session to get ready for, but thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.